Hello, everyone. This is Andre McKinney Dorval. I'm a licensed immigration attorney located in Florida. In this video, we are talking about Governor Ron DeSantis' proposals for new immigration laws for the state of Florida. This past week, Governor DeSantis held a press conference, and in that press conference, he went over several pieces of proposed new immigration law for the state of Florida. I'm going to share my screen so that you can take a look alongside with me of the proposed legislation that Governor Ron DeSantis discussed in that press conference and what he will be discussing with Florida lawmakers. Guys, this is really important because you can see atop on this sheet, it says Florida will lead. Governor DeSantis has made it clear that he is wanting Florida to partner with the new administration in the mass deportation efforts that the new administration is undertaking. Now, one of the first pieces of legislation that I want to discuss with you, we're not going to go over each and every one of them, but there are a few that I want you to be aware of. The first is the governor is asking for a mandate of maximum participation in the 287G deportation program. The 287G deportation program is a program that under the Immigration Nationality Act, ICE enforcement and removal operations are able to partner with state and local law enforcement agencies to identify, detain, and remove incarcerated criminal non-citizens. Now, if this becomes law, what would happen is that as opposed to the few law enforcement agencies who currently are already partnered with ICE in Florida, this law would say every single law enforcement agency in the state is required to have a 287G agreement with federal authorities. This law, this proposal, if it does become law, also is asking if a particular city where a local law enforcement agency or department operates out of, if they decided not to comply with this provision, then that could potentially subject suspension of elected officials. So this is a pretty huge proposed legislation. This is one we're definitely going to be tracking among the rest because it would definitely have a lot of impact. Next, we're going to talk about another piece of legislation the governor is proposing, and that is for Florida lawmakers to create a rebuttable presumption that someone who's a non-citizen is a flight risk and to deny bail on that basis. So if this were to be a law, someone who went before a criminal judge on bond, if they did not have lawful status, that could be considered as a reason to deny bond. And the last piece I want to highlight for you, and that is Governor DeSantis is also asking the legislature to create a law that requires identity verification for foreign remittance transfers. What this means is agencies that are money transfer agencies, such as Western Union, MoneyGram, or COM, anyone who were to use money transfer agencies to send or wire money back home or to another country, the sender would be required to show identification. This too is very huge and would have impact because many immigrants, regardless of their status, oftentimes do send money back to their home country for family and loved ones. These measures, as you can see, I only went over 3. However, there are certainly a lot more on this list. And so you need to be aware of what Florida is planning to do. Now, currently as it stands, the special session where the lawmakers will be discussing all of the proposed immigration laws for Florida that Governor DeSantis is asking, that is going to take place January 27th, 2025, 1 week from the inauguration. So we will definitely be tracking these very closely, as it will impact anyone who's in Florida who doesn't have lawful status. Another key piece of information I want you guys to be aware, if you haven't already done so, if any of these proposed measures that I've discussed in this video possibly will affect you, or if you're at risk for deportation or arrest, please consult with a licensed immigration attorney. Also, as important, if you have not already done so, again, if you're at risk of arrest, deportation, or removal, you should prepare to have a plan. We've created a video that goes over several things for you to consider when putting your plan together in the event you were to be arrested or placed in removal and or deportation. So please check out that video. I do thank you for tuning in. I kindly ask that you please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.